Okay, it's time for another nature workshop. We've got crafts, we've got quizzes, and we've got these three. Welcome to another nature workshop. I've actually travelled about 100 miles away from where I live for some exploring this week. So you might see some different things than you usually do. So I'm here nearby a lake and there's a lot of wooded areas and you can start to see the leaves changing colour. And that's what we're going to be looking at this week, about autumn leaves. It's one of the main things that we think about when we think about autumn, the leaves changing colour and falling. And the crunching of the leaves under our feet, it's one of my favourite things about autumn. I love it so much. Every year we celebrate by making autumn crowns in my house. It's our little tradition. So we collect leaves, we staple them onto old cereal boxes. And this year we also use sticky back tape to add some extra things like pine needles and pine cones. We worked out this year that they were absolutely fantastic for camouflaging in amongst the autumn trees. And if we wanted to pretend to be a magical creature, they worked great for that too. Have you ever wondered why leaves change colour? Let's see if I can explain it for you really quickly. I want to imagine a leaf factory. Now inside that leaf factory they need certain things. They need lots of sunlight. There we have it. In the spring and summer we get lots of that. And lots of water, which especially in Britain we have lots of too. So the leaf needs the water and it needs sunlight, but it also needs chlorophyll, this green chemical here, that helps change that sun into sugar. But the whole time we also have these other chemicals. We have the orange and the yellow, and that's there the whole time in the leaf. But because the tree loves its sugar, it keeps lots of chlorophyll. But then it turns to autumn and obviously we get a lot less sunlight, so just a little bit of sunlight. And then the tree doesn't need as much chlorophyll anymore, so there gets less and less chlorophyll. Now when that green disappears, we find that the orange and the yellow start to show through a lot more. And the leaf starts changing orange and yellow. Now the other thing that happens is that the tree realises it doesn't need any more water to go to those leaves. It wants the water for the rest of the tree, so it seals up part of the leaf so that water can't get to it anymore. So now you've got the leaf not having much sunlight and also not having much water. Sometimes left behind after that seal are little bits of sugar and sap that are purple and red, so those add those colours too to the leaf. Now eventually, because it's just getting drier and drier, that leaf is going to drop off, it's going to turn brown and it's going to start to decompose into the soil. But let's wake our brains up now because they might have had a bit of hard work after that. So are you ready? We're going to do something called brain gym, which means I'm going to do some exercises that help wake our brain up. First of all, just press your fingers to your thumbs, press them quite hard so you can really feel it. Now go to the bottom of your ears. Squeeze. You don't want to pinch them, just squeeze. It shouldn't hurt. And this sends some messages to your brain to tell it to get ready for some great exploring. This time, see if you can follow this. Can you do this? Can you do this? What about this? Now put your finger on your nose, cross over your other hand to your ear. Hopefully you can still hear me. And we're going to switch them over like this. You ready? Can you do it? It's a bit tricky. Okay, now follow this. We're going to go knees, clap, click. Knees, clap, click. Knees, clap, click. Knees, clap, click, clap. Knees, clap, click. We'll do that one more time. Knees, clap, click. Knees, clap, click. Knees, clap, click, clap. Knees, clap, click. Oh, that got me confused in the end there. Brilliant. Now let's get ready for a craft. I found this activity really relaxing. I'm definitely going to do it again soon. So we just picked some leaves that were dry and used a chalk pen to decorate them with patterns and pictures. And then we've hung them up in the corner of our house. Every time I look at these, they make me smile. Here's a quick quiz. Which silhouette matches the oak tree? Is it 1, 2, 3 or 4? Pause if you need to. It's number 2. Fantastic. Right, which leaf belongs to this willow tree? Is it 1, 2 or 3? Pause now. It's 3. And which leaf does this tree belong to? Is it the elder tree, the sweet chestnut tree or the sycamore tree? Pause now. It's the sycamore tree. Brilliant. Last one. What tree is this? Is it an ash, Is it an oak tree or is it a beech tree? Pause now. It's the ash. Fantastic. Are you ready for our big question? I've been thinking about leaves, and the one thing that we think about leaves this time of year is change. There are lots of different words we use for change. Transition, transform, metamorphosis is one that we use in nature quite a lot. They change quite a lot, don't they, over this time of year? That's one of the great things about autumn. And I was thinking about how we change too. We've talked about that in workshops before, haven't we? We've talked about how we might change and how that might feel hard sometimes. What I want to talk about this week is how other people react when we change. Let me tell you a story. I'm actually up here visiting my mum and dad, and when I was a little girl, my mum, she's got straight hair like me, but she went and got a perm, which is where you get your hair curled and it stays curly for a long time. But she got really tight curls because it was quite fashionable to do it back then. But when she came and picked me up from school, I cried and cried and cried. I just thought it looked terrible, and I did not like the change because she didn't look like my mum anymore. Now, I don't know if you've noticed a change about how I look recently, if you've been watching these videos for a while. Have you noticed anything? I've changed too. I've changed from wearing glasses to wearing contact lenses, and my kids felt a little bit uncomfortable about that because they didn't think that I looked like me anymore. But they didn't do what I did. They didn't cry. They didn't say, oh, it looks awful. They said, oh, it's going to take a little bit of time. And that was a really supportive way of handling my change. They were honest that they found it a little bit strange, but they decided that they were going to take time because they knew that that was a good change for me. Have you ever had anyone change around you? Maybe it's their appearance, it could be their emotions, it could be the things that they're interested in, it could be their personality. Lots of different things can change, and sometimes we don't like it. Could you imagine though, if when we saw the leaves falling, we thought, oh, I don't like that change. That is just, nope, that's too much too soon. Oh, and I really love the green, and now they're brown and gold and red. I mean, that's just, we wouldn't do that, would we? Because we recognise that change is needed for the tree. The tree has to change like that so that it can continue its life cycle and grow. And we know that it's actually just beautiful to see. So when other people are changing, we need to think about how we might react. Are we going to support them and help them in that and see the beauty in it? Are we going to be honest and say, actually, this is going to take me a little bit of time, but I'm still there for you. I might find it a bit hard. It's okay to be honest like that if we're being loving as well. So the big question for today, well, we've got a couple really. You could talk about how you might have changed and if anyone has been really supportive when you've changed, or if anyone has kind of hurt your feelings when you've changed and not accepted it. Or you could talk about what kind of advice you would give someone for handling change that they didn't really like about someone else, or that they felt was a little bit of a shock or a surprise to them. How could they handle that change? If you were telling me when I was little what I could have said to my mum when she came home with her big perm, then maybe you should think about some advice you could give to me back then, what I should have done instead. Okay, so enjoy discussing the big question, and then I'll show you a craft. Sometimes you can start crafts and they don't quite go the way that you expected. That happened to us this week, but actually it worked out really well in the end. We were just practicing mixing some different colours, but when we made a kind of bit of a mess on our mixing palettes there, we decided to use them to stamp leaves instead. So you can see how it creates a like marbled effect. We then collaged some veins on the top and hung them up, and they turned out really well, even though they weren't planned that way at all. So speaking of change, I'm in a very different habitat right now, and I can't see any leaves, any autumn leaves in sight. I'm here at the beach, so I don't think I'm going to be able to do my 3-2-1 challenge here, but maybe I'll do it next time in the woods because it's all about leaves. So I want you to find 3 orange leaves, but I want them to be different shades of orange. 2 red leaves, but different shades. And this last one is tricky. If you find one, take a picture, I would love to see it. 1 purple leaf. So 3 orange leaves, different shades, 2 red leaves, different shades, and 1 purple leaf. You ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go. Well, thank you so much for joining us again this week. We've had lots of fun learning about leaves and I hope you have too. Next up, you've got 5 seconds to spot 4 animals. See if you can do it and I'll see you next time.